All my perimenopause ladies out there, don't worry, I've got you covered. I know you're like, Phyllis, all you do is talk about menopause. What about us? Well, I've got you covered. The truth is, if you start taking care of your hormones now, while you're experiencing perimenopause, by the time you get to menopause, it will be smooth sailing. So don't let your periods get you down. I want you to embrace them like the boss that you are and thrive through them during these wacky perimenopause days. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Phyllis Thompson, your favorite hormone hacking coach for weight loss. In every single one of my videos, you will walk away with at least one tip that you can take and implement immediately to start shrinking that waist and feeling better right away. So let's talk about periods. I want you to strap in because this one's going to take a few minutes. Grab your notebook, right? So first of all, periods are a healthy part of a woman's life, just as perimenopause and menopause is. It should not be this dreadful, bad, or negative experience. The truth is your period should come in gentle, right? It should not throw you off your game or disrupt your life. That is a sign of hormonal imbalances. And as you heard me say time and time again, a lot of that can be corrected with taking out the processed foods. So any of my videos that you've watched about menopause applies to you. Start implementing those now because it will help you with period imbalances, perimenopause, and then by the time you get to menopause, you'll be like, girl, I got this, okay? So now, let me tell you, we can actually get our hormones to work with us instead of against us, okay? You just have to learn your cycle. And for some of us, we've already kind of been tracking it, especially if you've been trying to get pregnant at some point in your life and you had to track it. So learning your cycles can help us live aligned and in sync with them. It could actually be the key to living a fulfilling and thriving life. So let's get into it. Now, there's 4 stages to your cycle. We like to think of them as the 4 seasons. So the first phase of the cycle, we like to refer to as spring, because that is the time of new beginning or when new life is possible. And through the period, you go through the seasons and it goes all the way through to winter. But we're going to talk about phase 1, which is referred to as spring. So that is the follicular phase. This is the phase when the ovaries are preparing and ripening an egg, because a woman's body is, quite frankly, pretty much always preparing to get pregnant. I mean, until she's not in menopause, right? So this is the beginning of that process, and it starts the first day of your period, and it goes all the way through until the day before ovulation. This is roughly about 14 days, right? At the beginning of this phase, estrogen and testosterone are low, but they slowly start to build up the closer you get to ovulation. This will do some amazing things, and this is where you're going to want to bring out your notebook and take some notes about how you can actually thrive and live in sync during this time. Now, you'll see me looking down at my notes, which if you've watched me live before, I go on rants and I get off track. So I never want to leave anything out. I want to make sure I say everything that I plan to say. So you may see me looking at my notes. That's what I'm doing when you see me looking down or moving my screen. Anyway, now, because estrogen and testosterone are slowly ramping up from the first day of your period all the way through to the day before ovulation, that's going to increase your energy. It's going to increase your mood. It's going to increase your brain skills. Have you ever noticed that, like, around days 9 through 13, you start to feel more organized and you're getting all the things done? That's why. Honestly, I used to notice it around day 11 or 12. I'm like, man, I'm getting all the things. I'm like so organized. And the reason I noticed what day it was, because at the time I was tracking because I was trying to get pregnant. And any woman that's ever tried to get pregnant over the age of 40, you have to actually be very intentional, usually, because the older we get, it's not quite as easy. Actually, the science behind pregnancy, it's a lot. All the stars have to line up for pregnancy to actually happen, but that's a different topic for a different day. Anyway, so usually between days 9 through 13, you really are super organized. You're getting all the things done. This is why, because of the ramping up of estrogen and testosterone, right? So you'll start to feel more confident, powerful, and willing to take risk. The testosterone will also start to stimulate your libido. That's another part of nature that we're going to talk about in the next video when we get to talking about ovulation. But that's nature or God's way of getting you to want to be in the mood, because the body is trying to get, for a woman, her body is getting her ready to get pregnant. So in order for that to happen, you got to be in the mood. So that's what the testosterone is doing, is boosting your libido. So you're going to feel bolder, and that libido is going to be hiked up. So your partner's really going to like that. The boost in estrogen is going to make your skin look better. It's going to feel better. Women tend to feel more extroverted at this time too. And it may push you to be more social and to make connections with other people. So, and the bonus to that too, that ramped up estrogen during this phase, is suppresses your appetite. I don't know if you've ever noticed. I know I have, that usually a few days after my period starts, I won't be as hungry, especially like the week before the cycle starts. For some women, our appetites will ramp up. And then I notice that the closer I get to like days 3 or 4 of my cycle, I'm like, I'm starting to have to make myself eat. So that's a bonus there. So you'll be able to stick to your meal plan better. What else? Let me get back to my notes. I told y'all, see, I go off in these little tangents and rants and I lose my place. This is why I have notes. So the estrogen will start to suppress your appetite during the stage, which will make you feel lighter and less weighed down. Internally, your body, again, is preparing to get pregnant. Externally, this is a time for renewal or beginning new things or making new social connections. So how do you maximize this phase? Because of the ramped up effects of estrogen and testosterone, it's a great time to initiate projects at work or home, make important personal or business decisions, brainstorming, and problem solving. So depending on what you do for work, if you're able to plan some important decisions and meetings or strategy sessions, this is a great time to do that. Strategizing in business and at work, being social, making connections. If you're single, this is a great time to ask that guy out or that girl out. And it's a great time for strenuous exercise. So if there is a HIIT class you want to take or a weightlifting class you want to take, this 14 days, the first day of your period leading up to the day before ovulation, is the best time, one of the best times of your cycle to do just that. The boosted testosterone is going to help you burn more fat and build or produce more growth hormone, right? And that's really, really good for the weight loss journey. And what else? Let me make sure I hit all the points. So I talked about the boosted growth hormone and the burning more fat and the boosted libido that your partner is going to be super happy about. Order you something nice online, wear it, have a good night, send the kids to a babysitter, but use protection if you're not trying to get pregnant the closer you get to ovulation. I probably shouldn't have to tell you that, but you never know. Anyway, so to maximize this time of high energy and sociability, it's a great time to do that, to do all the things I mentioned. So hopefully you'll watch this video again if you missed anything, and you'll look at your calendar and plan some strategy sessions, work projects, some sexy time with your partner, and strenuous exercise. If you've ever wanted to take a weightlifting class or a HIIT class or something strenuous that you've been a little intimidated by, this is the time to do it. And remember to go at your own pace. If this is your life, enjoy it. This is a great time to start to pay attention to your cycle so that you can live in sync with your period. That's all I got for you tonight. If you need a more customized approach to your fitness journey, drop the word hormone in the comments or message me, and we could talk about whether the hormone hacking for weight loss program is a good fit for you to reach your goals faster, so you can stop beating your head up against the wall trying to figure out how to make a plan that's not designed for you and your specific hormonal imbalances work. That's just not going to happen. So that's all I got for you tonight. Until next time, thank you for tuning in. Ciao.